Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Cameron Clickley, a resident here at UC Davis in anesthesia, and today we're going to talk about external ventricular drain management intraoperatively, or EVD management. So I'll first take you through the components of the EVD, and then I'll talk about some of the main ways of managing it that we are responsible for. Okay, so this first stopcock is connected to the EVD itself, which is connected to the patient. When it's in the 12 o'clock position, that means flow of CSF is open to the transducer on this side. Whenever it is in the 9 o'clock position, like this, that means the EVD is closed to the transducer. So if it's like this, you will not be able to measure ICP, and you only really have it in this position when we're zeroing the EVD. Okay. If we trace the connection to the next port, we have our second stopcock right here. When it is in the 12 o'clock position, that means it's closed to the Ventricular, which is the collecting system for CSF. So this is the position that it would be in if you're trying to transduce an intracranial pressure, or ICP. If it is in the 9 o'clock position, that means it's closed to the transducer, but open now to the drain. That means we will not be able to accurately measure ICP. However, we will be able to drain cerebral spinal fluid, or CSF, into the Ventricular if needed. This section right here is the transducer itself. This is the transducer portion. This is another stopcock, and this is a filter, and then this is a small cap. So when we want to zero the EVD, we would essentially have to have this open. Otherwise, it should be closed. And then, important thing to note about this filter: if you're ever having malfunctions or poor waveforms, one thing to troubleshoot is to consider that this filter may be compromised or wet. And if so, all you would have to do is remove this filter and replace it. So just something to keep in mind. So next, we'll talk about how to zero the EVD and how to set it up when you come into the room. So when you come in the room with the patient, you'll have this setup. You will have the patient. You're going to want to, there's a clamp that you can remove and clamp the EVD onto the IV pole. There's a second drawstring that helps as a backup security to ensure that the EVD doesn't fall from the IV pole. You're going to want to make sure that the whole collecting system is leveled with the external auditory meatus, which is right here at the patient's ear. And you're going to want to make sure that that's level with the transducer. So you can adjust this as needed to get into a certain point, and then you can loosen this up so that you have some space. Once you feel like it's leveled, then you can retighten this, and that will make sure it doesn't fall off. Next thing you would have to do is zero the EVD. In order to zero it, you're going to want to work from the patient towards the transducer. First thing you want to do is turn from the 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock position on this first stopcock. That means it's close to the transducer. You follow it all the way, and you're going to want to make sure this second stopcock is also closed to the transducer. You have your transducer here. You're going to want to open up this stopcock to air, and then you're going to unscrew the cap. And on the monitor, similar to an arterial line, you would hit 0, and this would allow the EVD to zero. Once it's zeroed, you want to work your way back before you do anything else. Close the cap, close this stopcock to the air, close this stopcock back to the drain, which means it's open from the patient to the transducer, and then open this back up to the patient to allow a connection from the patient to the transducer. This portion right here is our collecting system. So whenever we want to collect cerebral spinal fluid, we want to make sure that this stopcock is closed to the transducer and open to the drain. Whenever CSF is going to fill up, it'll fill up in this Ventricular. This stopcock right here should mostly be closed to the drain. The only time you would want to open it to the drain is if you want to empty out any cerebral spinal fluid that's in here into the bag, and then you want to close it back. Okay. When transporting the patient, you're going to want to make sure that this stopcock is close to the drain. That will ensure that any changes in the patient's height cannot accidentally or inadvertently start to drain CSF because we don't want those fluid shifts inadvertently. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this gives you some brief insight on how to manage an EVD intraoperatively. If you ever have questions while you're managing the EVD, do not hesitate to ask questions to the neurosurgical team, as they can assist you with managing it. And yeah.